Hundreds protest in Moscow against reforms that could keep Putin in power. Chant calls for Putin to resign and hold up banners against the reforms.
Here's a summary of the article.
Moscow. Hundreds protested in central Moscow on Wednesday against constitutional reforms introduced earlier this month that give President Vladimir Putin the option to remain in power for another 16 years, a Reuters witness said. About 500 demonstrators, many of whom wore face masks branded with the word "No," chanted calls for Putin to resign and held up banners against the reforms, surrounded by police. A vote earlier this month amended Russia's constitution, handing Putin the right to run for 2 more presidential terms, an outcome the Kremlin described as a triumph. Opposition activists say the vote was illegitimate and that it's time for Putin, who has ruled Russia for over 2 decades as president or prime minister, to step down. "I came here to sign the petition against the constitutional reforms because I am a nationalist," said one 40-year-old man in a black T-shirt as protesters chanted, "Putin is a thief." 2 Russian activists involved in the campaign against the constitutional reforms were detained last week and the homes of 5 others were searched, ahead of the scheduled protest, which had not been sanctioned by authorities. Even in normal times, protests of more than one person require the authorities' advance consent.
This post received a score of 68,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Putin will give up power at the end of his term. He just hasn't specified which term.
He's a busy man. He'll certainly get round to it one of these decades.
The last PM was Boris Yeltsin. Let that sink in. It'd be like having George W. Bush as president still. Yikes.
Wasn't it Medvedev? He switched between PM and president a couple of times. Once. And he's looking to alter the constitution to never need to do it again. Brave souls.
Fatalists, but brave ones. Self-sacrifice is supreme dedication.
Those people are doing the best they can. I hate the diplomatic approach of, we don't interfere in other nations' politics, but this guy is a dictator, and dictators are only a problem if they start a world war. Fucking embarrassing.
Starting to feel like America could use some of that same treatment tbh. America is gonna need some that their freedom.
Sad reality will be that some of the front-runners of the protest will be hunted by the government, and not rarely those cases end in undisclosed cases of fatal incidents. Russia is strange, man. It looks like it could be Europe, I mean the big cities, not the rural Russia, has rich people like Middle East Arabia, but a democracy like China.
Democracy.
Hey, Putin got over 100% votes.
Breaking news. Putin's approval ratings plummet to 117%.
Breaking news, hundreds fall out of windows at least 8 stories high.
It's gonna be crazy when their unemployment rates plummet from all the missing people.
It really is a mystery why they chose to ingest all that polonium.
We just don't know why they have all been jumping down through the window of their high-rising apartments.
GWR, thank you for calling Guinness World Records, may I help you? Putin, what record is for most people defenestrating themselves at same time, please?
The second defenestration of Prague assumably. Hussite wars intensify.
Have you seen Moscow subway during rush hour? Hundreds is rounding error.
Nothing like being packed crotch to ass on the morning metro ride to work and then waddling step by step to get up to the escalators.
Sounds like the Stalingrad army train.
Yeah, but after that you don't get to release your frustration on the Nazis. 4/10 would not recommend.
Hundreds of protesters? That's barely a gathering for Russian standards. When it gets to tens or hundreds of thousands, then it will be a protest with a meaning.
Moscow is 14 to 20 mil depending on how you count. Even 10K is nothing.
I count with my fingers. That's a lot of fingers.
He's from Chernobyl.
A girl asks Putin if a woman could ever be president of Russia. No, because I am not a woman.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.